some people don't have that natural aptitude, but they have to work hard, just like school. Some people don't need to study as much in school, and some do.
Well, now, here's what I'm gonna tell you. So Will had played baseball at a high level for years. So guess what he's comfortable with? He's comfortable with being coached. He's comfortable with changing his swing patterns and doing things. So he's comfortable being coached, right? How many in this room are comfortable? How comfortable were y'all just role playing just now?
I threw up in my mouth.
It's terrible, but it felt awkward.
Right.
That's sort of like your deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The script is foreign.
So what I'm going to tell y'all is that y'all need to work on role playing with each other. And we talked about when you come in and you get ready to do this campaign, talking about coming in early for your shift, finding somebody to sit down, role play. Role play just a part of it, right? Get your mind on your script. Don't try and eat the whole apple in one bite, right? So, and Chip, these are for you. Did you get one of these? So keep one, and that's for you. What is the important thing you learned this week, right? This weekly feedback is something that as y'all are working towards improving, that y'all can use in this office to, what changes have taken place in your attitude, your skills, your knowledge this week, right? And you're going to have to role play. You're going to have to spend some time. When that call comes in, you may forget, but you need to have your script there. You need to have your ads there. You need to, when I talked about y'all need to break out into teams, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But here's how we're going to do it. We talk about goals, your business and personal goals. So goals are written. Goals are written. They're measurable. They're achievable. They're stretch. They're time sensitive. And they're shared with someone. So goals are written, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're stretch, they're time sensitive, and they're shared. You leave any one of those aspects out and it's not a real goal. It's like Chip wants to quit drinking.
Roadblock! Roadblock!
So is that a real goal? Is he got anything that's measurable, achievable, stretch? It's stretch.
Even Chad's laughing.
For sure.
He may share it, but it's missing a few things to be a goal, right? Yeah, it has to be achievable.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
So my point is, and then how do we do goals? 1 month. So what are my goals this month, right? And every month you need to look at your personal goals because y'all got to sell this month, right? Over the next 2 weeks. And then you're going to roll into September and you're going to have another sale. And hopefully in October you have another sale. So the next 3 months, you should really, if y'all really worked over the next 3 months, because if we do get into the October sale, there's probably going to be sales in late January or February,
Yes.
March, April, May, because you got quite a bit of property, 200 properties just in the Bay property. Plus you got some dogwood stuff.
Yep.
So, and the better you personally get, you could take, because let me tell you what each and one of y'all should be competitive about is, there's 200 lots, how many are yours? It's 200 lot, there's 20 lots left in this subdivision. How many am I getting? Love you guys, but I personally am going for what? What's my goal on this sale? Now, one of the things that you need to do right now is to work on smaller goals, like with this taking control of the call. I want to feel comfortable just in taking control of the call and beginning to ask questions by when. And then how am I going to achieve that? So, how much time am I going to put into it? I'm going to, achievable but stretch means I'm going to push myself a little bit. I want an achievable goal. So, how many hours am I going to put into warming up before I take ad calls? How much time am I critiquing my ad calls? Am I taking written notes and critiquing myself on my ad calls? Am I role playing? How many times am I going to role play? What are your goals and how are you measuring them, right? And time sensitive. So if I'm time sensitive, so they have to be your goals. They can't be, because I'm going to tell you this. They can't be Diamond J's goals. They can't be Chip's goals. They can't be your wife's goals, your fiance, your boyfriend, your girlfriend goal. They can't be your mom's goals. And they be real goals. Right? They can't be anybody but your personal goal. Because if they're not your personal goal, you're really not, bought into them. But when they're your personal goals, and you really sit down and go, hey, what do I want to achieve on my someday goals? And you may take some time over the next, and it doesn't have to be immediate, but start with your someday. I want to travel across 5 continents. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Alaska. I want to own this type of house. I want to have this much in retirement. These are all my someday goals, right? And then how do I get to my someday goals, right? Because all of that someday comes back down to increasing one more closing. One more show, which equals 2 more closings, right? Because the only way to reach those someday goals is to start with this 1 month. And so, let's say I want to be better at taking control, my month goals. I want, number 1, I want to take control. All right, of my calls, right? So, that's a goal, but what about that is measurable at this point, right? So now I'm going to say, read my script every day before bed. I'm going to read my script every day before bed. B, I'm going to role play in the office 3 times a week with somebody. C, I'm going to warm up before ad calls. So now we have one goal so far, just one goal. And out of that, we're measuring that goal and giving time to this, right? So I want to read my script every day for the next week before I go to bed. So every night before I go to bed, I'm going to read through my script and practice it in my mind. And I'm just doing that before bed. You know, every day when I wake up, I'm going to read my script. Every afternoon, 3 times a week. It's your goal. I'm just giving you an example. You say twice a week, I'm going to read my script all the way through. I'm going to practice a call in my head all the way through. I'm going to grab someone in the office 3 times a week and role play. I'm going to get them to sit down with me and pretend to take a call, and I'm going to walk myself through it, because y'all just did it once, right? One time piece. Now, if you did that 10 times, 12 times, 15 times, all of a sudden, and you keep switching partners, all of a sudden you're going to find it becomes a little bit easier. And then you role play, and then you take a call. You know, I'm going to warm up before my ad calls. That means every time online, before I get it, I'm going to come in early, and I'm going to warm up, read my script, practice, look at my questions, look at my area, blah, 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 blah. You know, what am I selling? Location, how am I overcoming objections? So these are the things I'm doing to take control of calls. I'm gonna, how do you spell critique?
I gotta write it down.
All right. I'm going to critique my calls with notes. That means for a month, I'm going to critique every call I take. So I'm going to take a call, because let me ask you a question. Ad calls come in. How much time do you got between ad calls?
Depends on the campaign.
Depends on the campaign, on the radio ads.
Anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. But you got 5 minutes at least before you're back up. In 5 minutes, do you think you can sit down and review the call you just took and take some notes on it and figure out, man, what could I improve on this call? Yeah. You got more than enough time. So when we talk about setting these goals, written, measurable, achievable, stretch, time sensitive, and shared. So you may pick someone, you may pick Chip, you pick somebody that you want to share your goals with, that is bought into you achieving your goals, supportive, because I guarantee you, he wants all of you to achieve your personal and business goals. David wants you, Brian Box wants you, Heather wants you all to achieve your personal and business goals. Because if you do, they achieve their goals, right? Because if you're achieving your goals, everybody's winning, right? You're winning, they're winning, this company's growing, and so you really have to think about your goals. And whenever you set a goal for yourself, I'm going to ask open-ended questions. So every call, I'm going to assert to ask, 1 to 3 open-ended questions to start the first week, And if I don't, on each comment, when I take my notes, so that's, every goal that you set for yourself, make sure it's measurable, it's time sensitive, it's stretch. This month I want to role play 3 times a week. For an hour. B, written critique. C, give feedback to partner, whatever. But, so we're gonna, second goal, we're gonna role play. I'm gonna role play 3 times a week for an hour. I'm gonna do a written critique. Could be very simple, right? You know, and that's just, I'm gonna do that every week for this month. This is a month goal. At the end of the month, you're gonna look and see, what have I achieved? Did I get 3 role plays? You know, did I read? You know, whatever it may be that you're gonna work on, what did you achieve? What do you need to add to next month? What did you improve upon? What do you need to focus on, right? So, overcoming objections. I need to get better at overcoming objections. So I get into the office and pull everybody together. Let's have a conversation about overcoming objections, right? So these are the objections I'm facing, I'm having trouble with. Let's all talk about it, right? So those are your goals. And then you can use this weekly feedback to kind of write up your critique of the week. Where am I in my attitude, skill set, knowledge? You get asked David or Chip, somebody to listen in and see where they see your skill set going. Any questions? How do y'all feel about it?
Pretty good.
Yeah, very, very, I don't know, what's the word?
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it, yeah. A lot of things I need to work on myself.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here's what I'm telling you. If you relax, 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 relax. If you relax when you take your back calls, don't worry about it. Let me tell you something. The only person who knows what you're trying to accomplish or do is who? You. Caller doesn't know what you're doing, right? So relax. Treat it like a game. Have fun with it. Empathize. You know, don't treat it like it's life or death, right? It's not. This is one call out of thousands and thousands that you'll take over the course of your career. Treat it that way. It's important. It's a learning experience. Treat every call as a learning experience and have fun with it. That's that attitude. What the very first thing that we talked about today is what? Attitude. Show up to work with a good attitude. Get prepared. Be prepared. Professionals plan. Amateurs fly by the seat. So get in, prepare, get your attitude right. So the last thing we're going to talk about is a goal that we're going to set for yourselves today is so, product knowledge. So, we got this property in Buffalo area, right? So let's talk about the things that we need to know about our product. This is the last thing we're going to talk about today, and then we're going to give y'all an exercise to work on that you need to finish. Are y'all coming in the office tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what y'all can work on tomorrow. So, product knowledge. What are the things we need to know about the area? So,
What is hospitals, festivals?
so hospitals,
Activities.
Recreational things in the area.
2 stores, 3 towns,
Schools.
activities. Utilities.
Other properties?
Yeah.
Oh, you just said that, I'm sorry. Oh, it's on there? I didn't hear what else said, I'm sorry.
No, no, it's not.
No, it's good.
Competition. Parks. Lakes.
Maybe like nearest airport?
History,
we don't know history, but I mean-
properties.
Oh, you need help?
No. Did that forward,
Okay.
Restaurants counts as stores, right?
No. So hospital, stores, towns, schools, taxes, activities, festivals. I'm gonna mark through utilities and taxes for this exercise, because those are more like about
Property.
the property and vitals.
What about, you mentioned earlier gun range?
I got gun range
What are you
here.
doing, sorry?
Lakes, features, so I've got parks, gun range, hunting. I got golf, 17 tennis, 18 off-roading, if there's off-roading anywhere.
What about like bars, oh, you got restaurants, okay.
Bars,
Can't forget about the bars, huh? What about strip clubs, is that appropriate? Just-
Now in Nebraska, let me tell you something. So we got lakes, golf, tennis. What else?
Rivers?
Rivers,
Highways.
Churches, Alex? All the churches.
Praise Jesus.
oh, 20
Yes, got to, or it took too long,
Amen.
Should
churches.
be number one. God is first.
The pharmacy would become the same thing as stores and hospitals, right?
Yeah, stores.
Yeah.
Towns, schools, activities, festivals, music, churches, highways, rivers, fishing, 24 guides,
I said bars. Yeah.
25 boat rentals, 26 now, let me say something to you. So we talk about this because we're talking about making an extensive list, right? Because when we talk about restaurants, now, there's a lot of restaurants, but what are we really focusing on?
Nice ones.
We're focused on the great ones, the cafes, now we want to know where the Chili's are, the big brand stuff. But you wanna know where the mom and pop, where the locals going, right? You know, and guess what? You wanna get a good feel for that because, oh my God, the locals go over to, you know, Mama's Cafe off of 225, it's only 5 minutes from the property. Oh man, great food. What kind of food do you like to eat? You know, you know, so we want to think about the pertinent stuff: grocery stores, clothing stores, Walmarts, you know, whatever,
Oh, dealerships.
dealerships. Vineyards. Is there a vineyard anywhere?
Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere right now. Pretty sure there's a zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the closest dude there is Franklin and First County.
Why are we doing this?
Knowledge.
We know it.
So we know everything there is to know about the
We're
area.
the experts.
Because what are we selling?
The property.
The lifestyle.
Mhm.
We don't sell land, we sell lifestyle, right? What are they gonna do on the land? What are they gonna do with the land? What are they gonna do while they're visiting their land? What are they gonna do when they wanna do something in the area? Because people don't buy dirt, they buy lifestyle. What did he say? Thought somebody said something. Thought Chip said
Not
something.
us.
So, you know, tennis, you know, horseback riding, you know, because, you know, some lady says, oh, I grew up and we had horses and we had like 20 acres and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, so you want land because you grew up around land? She goes, yeah. I said, you know, do you have kids, grandkids? Oh, I got grandkids. Oh, you know what? There's a place to take your grandkids horseback riding, and they teach them. Oh my God! Well, you know what? We just made an emotional connection. She grew up horseback riding. There's a place close by that teaches kids to horseback ride, and it, you know. So we're looking for those emotional connections. Do we want to just throw everything at somebody? No, it's too freaking overwhelming. But while we're talking to them, we want to find out what are they interested in. And when they say, Chad, look, I'm only going to make an appointment if there's tennis courts with orange clay tennis courts. I'm only making an appointment if there's a tennis club with orange clay tennis courts. Well, John, just so happens there's orange clay tennis courts at Fox Run, 18 minutes from the property. Is that good enough? Yes. Set my appointment. That's my greatest example ever.
Chocolate drop.
Chocolate drop. Tennis courts. Were you here for that?
It was, yeah.
So, why is competition important, like property for sale in the area?
Bill value.
So if somebody's got 5 acres for 49,000 close by, what do you want to know about it?
Does it have HOA?
Does it have HOA? Does it have city water?
Yep. Any other utilities?
Any
yeah.
other utilities?
Anything to compare?
Because if it's same price, but it doesn't have city water, what is it really?
15K more?
It's 15,000 more, right?
Yep.
So you want to know that. Because when they say, you know, I'm looking at property, blah, 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 well, we're one of the best deals in the area. I was looking at something the other day, 5 acres, you know, 70,000, but you gotta drill a well. Here, we're gonna have city water. Same price, but city water, you save another $15,000. Their property's really 15,000 more, right? So you wanna know the competition, you wanna know parks. When I say parks, what am I talking about?
Like national forests and.
State parks.
Yep.
State parks, national forest.
City parks.
Is there a place that they can, city parks? Are
Even
there
their kids.
water pads? Are there parks on Lake Limestone that they can take advantage of for the day? Swimming pools, places to have birthday parties, you know, family reunion events, you know, any type of parks and recreation, you know. So tomorrow, you are going to take this list and you are going to break it up And each of you are gonna take part of the list and you are gonna create a spreadsheet broken out by sections on all of these items tomorrow. And by the end of the day, you are gonna review that list together, and if somebody's in charge of restaurants, then that person needs to be able to talk to the restaurants and tell you stories about them by the end of the day. Right? If somebody's in charge of parks, they need to be able to get up in here and tell you, hey, here's the list of parks, let me tell you about it.
Brian, thank you.
So each of you will take part of that research, because you need to personalize it, right? And you need to hear the story behind it. So whoever's taking restaurants, you want to read reviews, you want to look at pictures on Yelp, you want to do everything you can do to find what's in that area. Now, so, because I know you usually take these guys up into some area and let them go look around, right? So in the future, like when you do this Bay property, y'all really need to, because I would take my guys and we would go look at competition, we would go to real estate offices, we'd pull real estate magazines, we'd pull those little racks at the restaurant where they have those local magazines. We'd sit at lunch and read through them and go, oh, we need to go look at this. Because in there's all the ads, because we're to go to the Chamber of Commerce. Somebody here needs to go to the Chamber of Commerce site. That's where all the festivals and a lot of this information's on Chamber of Commerce. Because you need to personalize every property you ever sell, personalize it as if you're buying in the area, right? So that you're prepared, because every person that you talk to has different needs and wants, right? And so when y'all come in tomorrow, y'all are going to break this up, this list among you, and when you do, you're going to split up and go find that information. You can just number each of them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But some of these things may need to be broken out further, like stores, yeah, stores and the groceries and stuff. So you might add some stuff. But you need to really personalize it, and you need to know where this stuff is. How far is it from the property, right? So somebody needs to create a spreadsheet that has, what it is, how far it is, and notes. And so I don't want to know that there's a restaurant. I want to know that there's a restaurant that is 8 minutes from the property, and the notes on it are, Mama's Cafe is a local favorite. They serve Southern food, blah, blah, blah. They're well known for breakfast and lunch. Go try their chicken. But guess what? Do I want to talk Mama's Cafe to a vegan?
No, because they're not interested
No.
in fried steak and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Vegans eat mashed potatoes. No butter.
But, so I get some, prepper, or, whatever, vegan, I may want to talk, hey, there's organic farms. Somebody wants to look up farms in the area, organic farms, what kind of farms are in the area. I used to take my kids to King's Orchard, or their orchards, and my kids would go pick strawberries and stuff at different wildflowers at King's Orchard out in north of Hempstead. So
Christmas tree farm.
Christmas tree farms. See, when you say,
Even microbreweries.
yeah, that could be
I
under
guess I
bars.
follow the wineries.
That's all these two talk about, is alcohol.
I know.
They're trying to say.
They just want to stay on your good graces.
Yeah.
I have an alcohol problem right now. I just really dislike
I do not have that.
There's not one in Buffalo. There's not one in Buffalo.
That kitty cold.
I know, right?
So y'all will decide, how you break this up tomorrow. But by the end of the day tomorrow, Because when do ad calls start?
Lauren.
By the end of the day tomorrow, in between ad calls, you should have this done. Because this should have been done already on this property. And is it done?
Well, it's not done, but there are things like in our book.
Yeah.
There's,
But
you know, I'd
compared
say
to
about half of
this-
it's done. Yeah, no.
Because guess what? When you're trying to set an appointment, you need to have all of this in your tool bag to sell, to find out what are they looking for, how do they want to use the property, what kind of things. And if some people, let me say, and I'm going to end like this, some people are hard to get information. So you may have to be suggestive. Hey, do you you ever take your kids to Christmas tree farm? Or hey, do y'all like Southern food or home cooking? Yeah, I do. We really love home cooking. Oh my gosh, well you need to check out so-and-so's cafe over here, blah, blah, blah. Do y'all like good wine and stuff? Oh, the local vineyard up the street is blah, 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 blah. You know, you may have to ask because some people are hard to give up information. And you have to ask them specific stuff. You know, y'all like, do you own any guns or anything? Or if you grew up in the country, do you ever shoot guns or anything like that? Do you own any guns? If they say, oh no, we don't own any guns, our guns scare me. Well, we're certainly not going to talk about hunting or guns, right? We're going to change, oh, okay, great. What kind of recreation do you do in the country that you like? Oh, well, we like to do nature hiking. We like to do such and such. Oh my God, well, you like nature hiking? Well, such and such parks, there's like 10 places with these incredible trails to go hiking, all within minutes from your property, right? So you may have to suggest some things, go through some things on a list to get your customer talking. Because sometimes they don't just come out with, and they're not thinking through at that moment. So you may have to suggest, do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like, do y'all enjoy wine? Do y'all enjoy, beer? And do you like, what kind of activities would you like to do on lakes and parks? And, you may have to get them. And then once they say, oh, we'd love to have access to this. Oh my God, well let me tell you about such and such. But if you don't have it put together, how do you get to their needs and wants? Because we're just flying by the seat of our pants around here now. Or we can prepare, and y'all should prepare like this. When he gives you access to go out to look at a property, y'all should be in groups. You should divide and conquer. Y'all should have lists of things you want to find out. And y'all should know every nook and cranny. And if y'all find something real cool, you should be calling each other. I used to divide my guys up, and we'd go out into North Carolina. We did Tennessee. We did South Carolina. We'd divide up, and we'd go surrounding area, and we call each other. Oh, meet us up. You got to see this. Everybody's got to see it. And we all meet and might meet at a restaurant or a downtown that somebody found or something, because those experiences that you experience when he gives you time to go learn a property are the experiences you're going to convey. Right? So, and expand this list. Look, I only go to church at an evangelical, where they talk in tongues and blah, blah. I forget what that's called, but it's a certain type of... No, it's charismatic. I only go to a charismatic evangelical church or something like that. Oh my gosh, well, such and such, divine blah, blah, blah is a charismatic evangelical church. You have a place to go while you're here on Sunday mornings before you head home. Or if you're here for a week.
Amen.
Amen, amen.
Amen. Righteous gemstones.
Thank you, guys.
Well, y'all, I've given you a lot today. You're welcome. Your goals, what you do with it now, is up to y'all and how y'all really work to each other and how much you really want to improve.
Fair statement.